This podcast is sponsored by nobody. Hey dudes, welcome to Splat from the Past, the early 80s themed horror and sci-fi show where things can get totally radical. Now today, I will be having another nerd out, and I will be talking to Maria McCann again, who played Amanda in Zapped again, and I had her on last year for the 35th anniversary, and we're going to nerd out on film, television, and music from childhood, and I cannot wait. When I had her on last year, I felt like we were long-lost siblings, long-lost besties. We had this kind of kindred spirit thing going on, and I really liked her a lot, and I'm going to have her back on to nerd out, and it's going to be another fantastic nerd out. God, I can't believe it's June 18th already. I mean, the month is going by frickin' fast. I mean, really fast. I mean, I thought yesterday was June 1st. It's going by so fast, and it is just insane how fast it's going. Also, happy birthday, past guest Tammy Cates, love her. Past guest Brad Keston, Sandra Maycat, Carol Siskin. God, I've interviewed a lot of Geminis on June 18th. It's really crazy, isn't it? I'm going by the order here that's on my Facebook birthdays list of people and stuff. And there's a couple belated people I forgot to mention earlier in the week, such as, let's see, Harriet Robinson, Hillary Momberger, Pepe Castro, people like that. So yeah, here is my new interview with Maria McCann.
How are you, my sweet friend?
I am fantastic. How are you today?
Pretty good. Just got back from the dentist, and my mouth is numb, so I should sound pretty interesting. So there we go.
Oh boy. Well, I am blessed. I can't complain. I'm so glad you came back on today, because last time I felt like we had such a kindred spirit thing going.
I loved it. I know. So we can't mess this one up.
Yeah.
There we go. Don't screw it up, Tommy.
So going back in time, do you remember the first movie that impacted you as a child?
It depends on what you mean by impact. The one that I watched again and again, because back in the day, you could rent. I don't know how old you are, but you could rent a VCR.
I have a video store in my bedroom, so I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah, and so my mom couldn't afford to buy one, so we'd rent it, and we always rented Flashdance.
Yeah.
And that was like, I watched it over and over. And then, fun fact, I got to meet Jennifer Beal and hang out with her one day, and then performed with the male lead in that as well.
Michael Nori.
Michael Nori, who is a prince among men. He is a fabulous, fabulous guy. So he got to play my husband. I got to play his wife, who cheated on him on practice. So we spent time there.
I've talked to many cast members from Flashdance too on the podcast, so I love that movie.
Yes, and I knew also the woman who did the dancing for her too, who was uncredited.
Yeah.
So I knew her. She was a little bummed about that, but it was the dancing that was electric. It was unbelievable, I think, to me at the time.
Oh,
those dances.
It was the best. Yeah, I mean, there was a whole trend going on of dance movies at that time, and of course the break dance movies. Breakin' was coming out, and Fast Forward, and lots of great dance movies.
Yeah. And Footloose, was that way later?
Footloose, no, that was the next year.
Yeah.
That was in '84.
Oh my God, you're like an encyclopedia, sir. How
Yep.
the hell do you remember all this stuff? Crazy.
Before the internet, everyone called me to ask me trivia questions, and then when Wikipedia came, that stopped.
I know. I remember the first time being on set, and then the BSers would be there. I'm really, really important. I've been in so many things. And then there were like the sweet people, and then now you can look people up and know if they're lying, which I enjoy. immensely.
Oh yeah, before I interview somebody, I make sure that they're not assholes because I don't want to be disappointed. And sometimes you have to roll with the dice because sometimes there's people who haven't done podcast interviews and you just roll with it. But I always try to check and make sure the person's nice before I talk to them. Otherwise, I just rather admire them from a distance, you know?
You do really well with women. You have a lot of female guests, and
Yeah,
that's impressive.
I don't know what it is, but yeah, women have always loved me. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, yeah, probably because you don't talk down to us, which is, nice.
Yeah, it's like, why do that? You know, I mean, we're all human beings on this godforsaken planet. You know?
What was your earliest one that you loved that changed everything for you? What made you the encyclopedia you are today?
Well, I don't know which one made me an encyclopedia, but like the one that I, the first time I truly appreciated filmmaking was when I saw Back to the Future, and just how it had so many different genres in it, not just the sci-fi backdrop and everything, but it was just a well-made movie, and I think that's where it began.
Yeah, the storytelling was so on point with that. Isn't it funny though that Eric Stoltz was supposed to be the guy, but he was
Yeah,
too method or whatever for them, or
yeah.
I don't know, not nice enough.
When I first started going on IMDb back around 2001 or two, that's when I first found out that Eric Stoltz had been Marty and then replaced. And now, you know, everybody who's involved with the movie kind of acts like it's a new thing that people are finding out about this. No, I found out in 2001 or two about it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, you went deep into that one, but how horrible too, because it's so iconic, and I don't know how many people remember Eric Stoltz. I mean, Mask was very impactful.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
he played Pulp Fiction. He had a cool part in Pulp Fiction. He played the drug boyfriend,
Yep.
but I feel like that made Michael J. Fox's career, and forever people will remember him in Back to the Future. Don't you think?
Yeah, and I hope he does a memoir someday because I'd love to hear what his feelings were like, you know, when he got replaced from that movie. I do know he did go do a movie with Ed Harris right after that called Codename Emerald. It's like a Cold War kind of Nazi spy movie in 1985. It's not a good movie, but to go from Back to the Future to that, I mean, it must have been profound for him.
Yeah, but they know it's hard to know if something's going to be great when you're in it.
Yeah.
So I think I remember one casting guy, the guy who John Levy, who did ER and has done so many great shows. He's like, nobody shows up on set planning on making a bad movie. Like, you're
Yeah.
gambling that it's going to be great, and so it can be disappointing. So he probably thought, oh, that fluffy little nothing little movie, and
Ah,
I'm going to go do some real work. You know.
well, not only that, but also, you know, Cloris Leachman told
Oh,
somebody on the set of a movie, she said, if you're having a bad time making a movie, it's going to be the biggest hit of all time. If you're having a good time on a movie, it's going to be the biggest flop of all time. And she said when she made Young Frankenstein, it was not a good time. Like, everyone was at each other's throats, and it's one of the best comedies ever made.
stop it! I had never heard that, because now they have the bloopers out, and I love it. She's the goat. I mean,
Yeah.
Cloris Leachman is all that and a bag of chips. But yeah, that's one of my all-time favorite movies. Have you seen the clips where Marty Feldman is improving and
Yeah.
tries to eat the fox
Yeah,
off of?
I've seen those outtakes. I love them. They're freaking hilarious. You know,
Yeah, I was.
I think when they were actually doing the movie and they're on set, you know, I think they were having a good time, but just afterwards, whatever was going on, you know.
I think Gene Wilder was a pretty prickly guy. He's
Yeah.
another one, I think, that was difficult to work with. So
Yeah,
yeah,
he's
that's believable.
he was from New York. He had high standards, you know, of acting and what have you. But people have told me he was also the sweetest guy you could ever meet.
Yeah, him and his and Gilda Radner's love story is just super moving and beautiful, I think.
Yeah, I got to interview his widow when his documentary came out a couple of years ago, and she was impressed by my knowledge of his movies and even the most obscure ones like "Start the Revolution Without Me" and "The World's Greatest Lover" and stuff. And like those don't get as mentioned as the ones he did with Richard Pryor and even the Mel Brooks ones.
Yeah, I've never heard of those. Do you know what's weird to watch? And as a kid,
Uh,
my father and brothers watched all the time was Blazing Saddles,
yep.
and it is so inappropriate. Like I, it's so wildly inappropriate now.
Yeah.
It's shocking, but I guess it's like a time capsule of what you could say when that movie came out. When did that movie come out?
74.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
It's spicy.
it is, and it's funny. I've never met a black person who was offended by that movie. They totally get the humor, and they're not offended by it.
Yeah, because in the long run, they were trying to point out that they were treated horribly.
Right.
Really, it's just the way the use of the N word and all that was, hair curling for our modern day. I think.
It certainly was. Yeah. What movie genre did you gravitate toward the most growing up?
I don't, I don't. So, gosh, I guess pop kind of culturally kind of fun. Although I remember seeing The Shining when I was too young, and I
Yeah. Yeah.
remember like Godfather. We watched again and again, and then back in when I was really little, they had black and white movies on the weekends.
Mm-hmm.
So I was a little sweet on like Fred Astaire. Like
Oh.
I used to love to watch Fred Astaire movies as well.
Yeah. Oh my God. My parents showed me The Shining when I was a year old. They didn't like horror, but they loved Jack Nicholson, right? So we're watching The Shining, and it just scared the shit out of me. And then I go back and watch it when I'm 7, all chopped up on USA Network, and then it becomes my go-to horror movie like every Halloween. I love it after that.
It's so genius, the psychological things that go with it. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's such a great. That one holds up perfectly, I think, to today.
Yeah. It's
Just the red rum.
Rad
Like,
Rom.
oh,
Yeah. Oh my God. Have you
and
have you
the
have you ever been through Colorado where the Overlook Hotel is?
have I ever been, sir? I stayed there. It was important. We walked
Really?
through yeah, we walked. It was snowing when I stayed, and we walked through the what would you call that? They made a maze there. I don't think it's the
Yeah.
maze that they used. The maze that they used was in England, but they've
Yeah.
now made one there. Yeah, and they have so many things that are still kind of. It's a time capsule in many ways. The Overlook Hotel.
I
Yeah, it's phenomenal.
yeah, I think that maze was a creation of Pinewood Studios.
Yes, yes, because Kubrick shot a lot of movies in England, didn't he?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 2001: A Space Odyssey was an English movie. Yes. Um,
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. I think Doctor
What's
Strangelove
those?
was shot there.
Yeah, Doctor Strangelove. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, Barry Lyndon was definitely shot there because because of what it's about. Um, yeah, he definitely shot there a lot.
That one did not hold up. That one's quite boring. I don't know what you think about Barry Lyndon,
Nah,
but
yeah,
Kubrick hadn't found his Kubrick yet.
I don't think it's one of his best success year movies. I tend to love the earlier ones and stuff, and I'll defend Lolita because it's like The Graduate, a fantasy. It's not a real life thing, although a lot of people have done things like that in real life and they shouldn't.
Yeah, I think again, it's of its time.
Hmm.
Some of the '70s rock songs, even like "You Were 16" and they wouldn't let me at you. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like there were things that were tolerated. I think that just wouldn't be today.
yeah. It's strange how that has shifted so fastly.
Yeah, They're
Yeah.
like, she was a dirty little 11-year-old who tempted that poor man.
What song is that?
No, no, that's Lolita. I mean,
Oh,
really,
okay.
that's the way they play it. She was like an 11 or 12-year-old girl
Yeah.
who,
Ugh, that's
traps
gross.
a man.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty gross.
Yeah, I was
Did you Eyes Wide Shut? What did you think about Eyes Wide Shut?
Eyes Wide Shut, with all its flaws, is good. Just because it's his last movie and stuff. I heard that, oh my God, Tom Cruise could not keep up with Kubrick's long schedule, and that he wanted to quit that movie so many times. And Nicole Kidman kept saying, "Are you crazy? We have a chance to be in a Kubrick movie."
Yeah, because he was if Clint Eastwood does one take, which freaks me out
Yeah,
as an actor, doing 67 takes or 70 takes, that freaks me out too, because that was what Kubrick would do. And as a director, I don't know that he knew what he was asking the difference to be. So that's hard on an actor as well.
yeah. Ridley Scott liked a lot of takes. When he did Blade Runner, he did a lot of takes, and Harrison Ford was frustrated about it and stuff. But yeah, it made such a great movie. I love Blade Runner.
Me too. And David Fincher. I have a friend who was in a David Fincher movie,
Hmm.
Zodiac, and he doesn't like actors to blink on camera. And she had to be on a phone call, and he would be like, "God, you blinked! God, you blinked! God,
Yeah,
you blinked!" So what happens when somebody's yelling at you about blinking? You just can't stop blinking.
yeah.
So it was like torturous. So there are certain, and he's a tough director, but I just thought that was so interesting to just kind of pummel somebody in that way to where it's not set up to win. I don't think.
Yeah. Yeah, I was born in '83. My brother was born in '73, and when we first got HBO in the summer of '84, he recorded everything off HBO. We had all the raunchy teen sex comedy movies like Animal House and Porky's and Private School and Revenge of the Nerds and Zapped. you
And
know,
that and Meatballs. Frick, I love
we
Meatballs.
we had Meatballs Part Two. That's my favorite one of all of them. Is Part Two. Just I've heard that the movie was originally rated R and it was a lot raunchier, and then they cut it down when TriStar bought the movie. But with what they got, it is friggin' hilarious to me. I think it's superior to the original.
Stop it! Did they get Bill Murray
In the second one,
for the follow up?
no,
Yeah.
no, no. In the second one, it was okay. John Mengotti, who was on what's that show? The White Shadow, the basketball
Oh, I
series.
loved that show
Yeah,
growing up. Yeah,
he's
yeah, yeah.
he's a juvenile delinquent who has to become like a mentor at the summer camp, and he is selected to be to be part of this. They have this boxing match every year between that camp and this military camp across the way, and the military camp wants to buy their land, right? So it's kind of like a deal thing where if he wins, they get to keep the land, kind of a thing, and. It's got him. It's got Richard Mulligan playing the camp counselor. It's got Paul Rubens, Pee Wee Herman playing like
Yeah.
the utility guy who like drives the bus, and he's like the referee for the boxing match and all that stuff. John Larroquette plays like the
Developer.
the military camps colonel's gay assistant. It's hilarious. See
No,
John
no, I would
Larroquette.
never have thought Larroquette would play that.
John
He
Larroquette.
usually played such the straight bad guy.
Yeah.
So that
Oh,
I got to see that.
it's hilarious seeing him play a gay guy with a lisp. It's hilarious, and John Mengotti fights Ogre from Revenge of the Nerds in the boxing match.
Oh my God. Can you get that still? You think?
I
Like
it,
that's what's been hard for me is I want to show my kids some Oscar nominated things,
yeah.
and you like The Crime Game or Max, or there's all these different movies that you just can't necessarily get anymore.
Yeah, it may be on YouTube free movies. It was at one point. It may be there or Tubi.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
So you loved all those, and the land developers being the bad guys. That was a big trope during that time,
yeah, that was
don't you
always
think?
like a
Yeah.
plot point in every movie back
Yes.
then. It's crazy.
The bad land developers, the bad, yeah.
I know you see it. You see movies now, and you don't see that plot anymore because pretty much everybody gets land now. No ifs, ands, or
Yeah.
buts about it. My hometown, San Mateo, has become a .commerce paradise. Like all of our small businesses became unaffordable housing. I'll tell you.
Really? Yeah, you're up near where all the, tech Silicon. Isn't that near Silicon Valley?
Well,
The
well, yeah,
tech?
but I'm in Modesto now. But like when it's still in San Mateo. I left in 2017. It was all becoming just unaffordable housing and project after project. It's sad. I just remember the way it was when I was growing up, and I loved it.
Yeah. Yeah. That's, that's what they say.
And we also love John Hughes movies.
Oh, come on. Those actually kind of hold up in some ways. Yeah, although 16 Candles was my favorite. I watched
Yeah,
that one over and over. And what an interesting Jake Ryan. I can't remember that actor's name, but he never really wanted to act after that. He became like a painter in
yeah.
Colorado or something. But I loved that. And who's the guy? Very hot, very hot. He was in all the John Hughes movies. He ended up looking so different
Who?
once he grew up.
Anthony Michael Hall.
Yes.
Yeah,
Now he plays a great military bad guy because he's so thick and big.
yeah.
But he was such a little skinny little wimpy guy at that age and so charming. He was like my favorite.
Yeah, when I saw him in Edward Scissorhands, I couldn't believe he was the same guy. Just playing
Right?
that, yeah, playing that, that arrogant bully type. I was like, wow, he made a big transformation there.
Yeah. I guess puberty hit
Yeah.
and took him down. But there was a big hole in his there. I feel like he didn't act for a long time. It seems like.
Yeah. He was on Saturday Night Live for a season. Him and Robert Downey Jr. both were on during the 85 to 86 season because Downey's uncle was a writer there for 20 years, Jim Downey. And Lorne was like desperate for cast members when he came back after being gone for 5 years. And so they were on that season with Randy Quaid and Joan Cusack and Damon Wayans. It was a weird season.
God, and they're all phenomenal actors. But I
Yeah.
guess that doesn't mean that you can write sketches. Being a phenomenal actor doesn't mean
No,
your brain works that way. I
no.
would think.
That was a weird season. It's like one for the history books, is what it is. Um,
That's amazing.
I'm sure you remember when the Star Wars phenomenon first happened.
Oh my gosh, you know what I remember? Yes, yes, yes. And I loved it so much. So my cousins are my age and they were so cute. And do you know those hard hats, like the Dodger hard hats that
Yeah.
they were plastic? I
Yep.
remember we went to go see it and we wore them. They had a little hole at the top of it. And we wore so we would be stormtroopers. We wore the Dodger hats over the plastic hats over our face when we
Yeah.
went to go see the movie. Yeah, we were very cool.
um, I was thinking about this the other day. Do you remember when Baskin Robbins used to have the baseball hard hats?
Yeah,
Yeah, we
yeah.
had them, in the Bay Area. We had the San Francisco Giants hard hats at our Baskin Robbins, and I was thinking the other day, those are long gone now. They should bring those back.
Yeah, I mean, I love mine. I love mine. And then I also with the Star Wars, I have a tragic tale I will share. I
Okay.
got a Princess Leia Barbie. It was the most beautiful Barbie of all time.
Oh.
And I took her hair out because I thought it would be neat. And her buns never were again what they were. It was a heartbreak for me at that age. I ruined Princess Leia.
Oh yeah, I remember doing something like that with one of my action figure things. I destroyed it, and I was like, "Hey, come back!"
Yeah. Yeah, like it doesn't click that like too late, or I remember cutting the doll's hair too. Like
Yeah,
it doesn't grow back.
I think everybody did that.
Yeah,
That's
but yeah,
hilarious.
Star Wars. What's your favorite? Empire Strikes Back is my favorite Star Wars.
Empire would be my favorite sequel, but I love the first one. There's something so charming about the first one that it was going to be changing history. You just knew it by watching it, and
Yeah.
oh my God, my dad took me to see the re-release in the theater when I was 13 and a half, and oh my God, I was going through puberty at the time, right, and I got this new sudden crush on Carrie Fisher as Princess Leia that I just could not shake, right? And
Yeah.
it was just really, really exciting to me. And so my dad went up to go get some popcorn. This is the only time I've ever done this in my life. Let's just say I put my jacket over me and took care of business.
Oh no, Tommy, that's TMI. Come
Yes.
on.
And when my dad came back, it was like nothing had happened.
Oh gosh, Tommy. Ew. I
I
have to
know.
say ew.
It's not my finest moment, but I just couldn't help myself being 13.
That is funny. What about her when she was in the bathing suit with Jabba the Hutt?
Oh,
That
yeah.
just scandalized me.
Oh, that would have
Yeah.
been really bad if we had gone to see Return of the Jedi. But yeah, she looked really good, and I've heard that she was at her worst with drugs when she was making that one.
Yeah, and that's interesting about her and Harrison Ford having an affair during that first one. They had a big age gap.
Yeah.
Uh,
But hey, I mean,
yeah.
if it works, why fight it? You know, I mean,
Yeah.
back then there were no paparazzis or any scandals, and this was at Pinewood Studios, so it's not like they had people like on set taking pictures of them.
Did they shoot? Is that Pinewood is the English one? So they shot that in England?
That's an English one too. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah. I remember the trash compactor scene. That's the one that just stuck with me.
I don't know for sure, but I think when they're in the desert, that may have been a California desert or something. I don't know for sure, but I think that might be. But like everything else was England.
Interesting. What's also interesting was the plot twist. Remember when they had Luke Skywalker? He was in the Frozen thing, and then the monster like scratches his face,
Oh yeah.
and they had to do that because of his car accident that he
Hmm.
had,
Yeah.
because it changed the way he looked.
Yeah.
I thought that was genius.
And I remember in that re-release of the original Star Wars, we see Jabba, and Jabba was not in the original movie, and so seeing him like 6 years before Return of the Jedi, it was kind of funny because I don't know, he looked slightly different in the first one compared to Return of the Jedi. I guess they just had better technology and they made him look better or something.
He was so gross. I
Yeah.
just remember like they did a great job of just like bleh, like ew. He was really gross.
Oh, I was grossed out by Pizza the Hut and Spaceballs.
I don't remember that. I gotta watch Spaceballs again. That
Yeah.
Rick Moranis, he was another one from that era. That was just so genius.
Oh, brilliant. I mean, I've heard people say, he got fired from certain movies because it was his way or the highway when it came to improving, because in his early movies, they let him go wild with improv, but then certain people he worked with later were just like, we gotta get rid of this guy because he thinks he's working with his friends on everything. Like he was fired from
Oh,
being the janitor in the Breakfast Club.
really? Oh my God! And I love that
Yeah,
the guy who played the
John
janitor. I did
Capoulas.
a stage. I did a stage reading with him once.
He's a sweetheart
Um,
of a guy. I love him.
yeah, yeah, yeah. God,
I
he just played that part flawlessly.
I
I think. Yeah.
I did.
And then I just read a whole thing about how Judd Nelson was almost fired from that because he was doing the method thing and just kind of being a jerk the whole time they shot. And John Hughes wasn't used to that kind of thing. And I think it was Molly Ringwald who fought for him to stay. And he was
Right,
being really mean to her between takes.
right.
So, but she believed in what he was doing. Um, yeah, and he
Well,
was amazing in that.
well, here's something a lot of people don't realize. Okay, there was a love interest of the janitor that was cut out of the entire movie. Now the footage is lost
No.
forever. There, Universal had a lot of footage from movies that was lost forever, and this was one of them. And I interviewed the girl who played it. She was the gym teacher, the female gym teacher, and her name is Karen Lee Hopkins. She wrote that Winona Ryder movie, Welcome Home, Roxy Carmichael.
Oh yeah.
I love that movie. And I interviewed her, and she told me the whole story about being cut from the Breakfast Club, and she's still not over it. But hey, she's glad that she got to be a part of it in some way.
Oh, that would be heartbreaking. I've done that when I've been on TV shows and like, everybody
Yeah,
watch, come watch. And it's like they cut my scene out or they cut my scene so short. So, that would just ruin me. Although it wouldn't have added anything, I don't think. Do you?
well, for the Breakfast Club, nah, I think it's fine just the way it is.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Because he ends up kind of almost, the janitor almost has a relationship with the principal. Like, so it kind of might have taken away from that whole thing. Because I thought that was them like growing out and
Yeah,
getting drunk together was, yeah,
yeah.
great.
There's footage that was cut that's on YouTube. It was on the Blu-ray. The footage that did not get lost. There was a scene um, when the janitor comes into the library for the first time, and before he goes on that rant about them looking at him as a peon and what have you, he makes all these jokes at everyone's expense, and it was so dark and so funny that when John Hughes was editing the movie, he was like, "Wait a minute, this is the only guy that believes in these kids. I can't have this scene after all." So he took it out. He was going wild on everybody saying, this is going to be you in 5 years and all this stuff.
Oh, I'd love to see that.
It's on YouTube. Check it out. It's dark and
I will
funny.
check. I will check that out. You know, John Hughes was a master storyteller. He really was. I
Hmm.
love all his. He really captured the era so well. Because there's Pretty in Pink, there's Breakfast Club, there's 16 Candles. I mean, just those three classics alone, um, you know, make him an icon. What else did John Hughes do?
Let's see. Pretty in Pink, Ferris Bueller's Day Off,
Oh,
Some Kind of Wonderful, She's Having a Baby, and of course all the family-oriented movies like Uncle Buck and Home Alone and stuff like that. Curly Sue.
oh yes, yeah, amazing. What a
Yeah,
career.
yeah.
Did he?
My parents took me to see Weird Science at the drive-in when I was two.
That was a great, fun movie too. Did he die young? Or, like,
Yeah,
he stopped making movies. Yeah,
yeah, he was
yeah.
56, I think 56, 57, somewhere in there, and it took all of us by surprise. We were like, oh my god, this guy has so much more work in him. I wanted to see him turn his movies into plays, like The Breakfast Club. That should be a play.
Mm,
And I do know that some high schools have done like a cleaned up version of it.
that's a great idea. I gotta say, that's a genius idea. I'm
Yeah.
trying to think, how many characters would it be? Because my husband teaches drama, so we're always looking for scripts. That's a great, yeah,
I heard
wonderful.
he had a script that he tried to make for a long time where about feuding neighbors, right? It was a comedy. And at one point, Arnold Schwarzenegger and Sam Kinison were going to do it, and then Kinison died. And then he was going to get John Candy and Sylvester Stallone to do it. And then John Candy died, and so he never made the movie.
Oh, jeez. You'd be superstitious at that point. You've
Yeah,
had two of your leads die when they're cast. It's like, no thanks.
yeah,
That's crazy.
yeah.
Yeah.
Did you
All
did
he had to do was get Farley in there, and then he would have really been
Well, there was a
right back.
script that had all those guys attached, and they died. It was a script about an Eskimo who comes to New York, and he's a fish out of water. It was called A Took, and it was going to be Belushi at one point, then Kiddison, then Candy, then Farley, and then they're like, okay, we're not making this movie ever. And
That is,
Kinnison almost made it. Kinnison almost made it. He had a deal with MGM to make it, and then the script was so bad he pulled out and he got sued by them. Yeah.
I never think of Kinison as an actor, really.
He
He's like a
wanted to be.
personality.
Yeah,
Oh, I see.
he wanted to be. He did two movies. He did this movie called Savage Dawn. It was a low budget sci-fi movie with Lance Henriksen, and he plays a barber who gets his throat cut. And then he was in Back to School with Rodney Dangerfield, which he stole that whole scene, that whole movie, just by that one scene. And then he wanted to do a Took, and then he pulled out on it. And then I think he was offered to do Caddyshack 2, and I think when Rodney backed out, he backed out.
Interesting. You know what? I just thought of another gem, and I don't know if you would remember it, but you know all this stuff. But my family used to watch and love Buckaroo Banzai.
I love that movie. Yep, I've talked to a couple of the people. Mrs.
Hello, Monkey Boy. It was what's his name? God damn it, John
Lithgow.
The guy who played the bad guy. Yeah, Lithgow.
Yeah. John Lithgow, and Peter Weller, and Jeff Goldblum, and I've talked to Billy Vera and Pepe Serna, who are a couple of the other sidekicks, and I've talked to Laura Harrington, who was Mrs. Johnson, who they go over to her house, to come up with the big plan and stuff. I just talked to her like a couple months ago.
Yeah, that was a great little movie. It was really, really funny, very kitschy.
Yeah,
so we loved it.
Yeah,
laugh while you can, Monkey Boy. That's what it
was. Peter Weller has said the movie's 40 years old. I still don't know what it's about.
I don't remember it being hard to follow, but that's another one that probably I'd see it now and not get it, but I loved it at the time.
It's a very interesting movie. My brother got me into that movie. Did you have any movie star crushes?
Ooh, my first one that I had a scrapbook of was Christopher Reeve from Somewhere in Time, and then Superman.
Of course.
He was Beauty Pie back in the day. Yeah. And then Rob Lowe. I had posters of Rob Lowe everywhere, from The Outsiders, and he was so beautiful. Yeah.
I'm sure when Christopher Reeve played the priest in Monsignor, I'm sure he provoked a lot of impure thoughts.
I never saw that.
Yeah.
But
it was
Somewhere in Time, amazing movie. Did you love that, or was it too sappy for you? I loved Somewhere in Time.
I've come to appreciate it in recent years. I like Jane Seymour. I've always thought that she could have been a big movie star, and she ended up doing
Medicine Woman.
Dr. Quinn. I think it's because she had a kid and she wanted to be there, so she was doing the 9-to-5 job thing and making money that way from it though. But I think she could have been a big movie star and have an Academy Award.
She was so beautiful in Somewhere in Time. I remember just being so captivated. But that whole idea that her picture would captivate somebody to that level. It was like, yeah, that's totally believable. Jane Seymour was so beautiful. And Christopher Plummer was the bad guy.
Yeah.
He was great.
Yep. And Janae Schwark, who directed Supergirl, and he tried to get Christopher Reeve to do a cameo as Superman in Supergirl, and it fell out at the last minute, unfortunately.
Aww. He was a great Superman.
He was
so good. He went to Juilliard.
He did. He went with Robin Williams.
Yeah. So no slouch as an actor.
No. I let's see. My big crushes were Cary Grant, Natalie Wood, so many 80s movie actresses that I've become friends with from the podcast, but I don't look at them the same way anymore because they're like my aunt now.
Natalie Wood, Splendor in the Grass, and Warren Beatty was so pretty in that too. So beautiful.
Yeah.
What did you love Natalie Wood from? From West Side Story, or what made you say Natalie Wood?
My favorites are I liked her in Splendor in the Grass and Rebel Without a Cause, and
Yeah.
Bob and Ted and Carol and Alice and stuff. I was living the swinging lifestyle for a while, and like we used to have swinger movie nights. We'd watch like The Big Chill, Bob and Ted and Carol and Alice, and a couple of more obscure ones that had to do with couple swapping and stuff.
Ooh, that's yeah. Wow, that Big Chill was great. The soundtrack too,
Yeah,
so good. But what an interesting thing to get you guys all in the mood. You watched.
yeah.
Sloppy.
You know what's funny about The Big Chill though? You know, it's funny. Glenn Close lets what's her name, screw her husband so she can have a baby in the future, right? But it's
Right,
like,
Merwin.
yeah,
Yeah,
but it's like, why couldn't they go to a for fertility clinic instead of having an affair? You know?
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, they must have had the turkey baster thing even back then, right?
Yeah, that turkey baster.
I bet I bought it at the time. Like, no, no, but she's ovulating now.
Yeah,
Because I was young. But now it's like it's not that scientific. I mean, you'd like it to be, but it's not necessarily. But yeah, that was so funny. Jeff Goldblum tries to get with her while they're doing it. That was so funny.
yeah.
So funny.
I love how him and Glenn Close are the only ones not getting laid in that.
Yeah. And he tries to like make it all romantic, and she's like, "That's a hot cup of no, no." It's
Yeah,
funny.
and they're friends, so it's also funny to them, you know. Um,
Yeah.
so getting into TV, like what sitcoms did you watch growing up?
Oh my gosh. See, I always, I there's two eras, right? But I
Hmm.
remember I loved Bosom Buddies, Happy Days. Those were the two that I just went nutty over. Mork and Mindy. I loved Mork and Mindy. So that was the early days.
Yeah, I
What about you?
so I watched all the sitcoms my parents grew up on. You know, the Munsters, Addams Family, Gilligan's Island, Green Acres, Bewitched, I Dream of Jeannie, Hogan's Heroes, all those ones, right?
And
But
the goat is I Love Lucy. Come on.
I Love
That is the
Lucy.
greatest sitcom.
Okay, I Love Lucy was a huge one to me, and also The Honeymooners, and they would show both of them back to back at like 2 in the morning, and like in the summertime, I would watch. I would be up until like 3 in the morning watching I Love Lucy and The Honeymooners because I loved them so much.
I mean, I Love Lucy is still just flawless. You can sit down for any episode, and it's so good. And she's another one though that had really high standards and really high taste.
Yeah,
Excellent taste. Damn, those are so good.
I
I used to watch back to back. Did you ever see Fantasy Island and Love Boat? And then it would go into Twilight Zone.
I
So I
watched
was stuck in movie.
I watched The Love Boat more, but I gotta tell you, I didn't really watch Fancy Island until recently, and I gotta say that show is creepy.
I loved it. The pig. I was so in. Ugh, loved
I
it. So when you watch it now, why is it creepy? Tell me why.
Oh, you're gonna love this. Okay, so when he goes when he has people come into his office and tell them what the weekend is going to be entailing, I feel like I'm watching a 101 class on how to groom a vulnerable actor in Hollywood. You know, by producers and
Oh my,
directors and agents. Yeah,
oh my gosh! I wish. Can you? How do you see those? Are those on YouTube too?
yeah, they're on
Fantasy
Tubi.
Islands?
They're on Tubi too. Yeah, I'm just like
Yeah.
I'm just like, God, it's like he's hypnotizing them and like making them join a cult, you know?
Oh my God! I gotta go back and see it. But Twilight Zone holds up perfectly too, don't you
Oh,
think?
the best. The best. You know, I've interviewed Rod Serling's daughter, and she told me, you know, he faced a lot of discrimination and anti-Semitism when he was in World War II, and that was a big influence on the Twilight Zone and all these like anti-war stories that they told and all the anti-racism stuff that the episodes had, you know, and I just thought
Yeah.
that was so beautiful finding that out.
I had no idea that he was Jewish, Rod
Yeah,
Serling.
yeah.
Yeah. so many creepy ones. But yeah, there were a lot of the Twilight Zones were about the other and being afraid of the other, and yeah. What was your favorite Twilight Zone?
Okay, here's several. You know, the ones that everyone talks about. I love the one with Bill Mummy with those powers, making the adults do bad things. You know, turning them into a Jack in the Box and stuff. Um,
Yeah.
I love the Talking Tina one with Telly Savalas.
Oh, I was so scared of dolls. That, and was it Barbarella? Which was the one where they had China dolls eating people? But anyway, yeah,
uh,
Talking Tina terrified me.
yeah, I can't place that one you just mentioned, but there was that. There was one. I always bring it up. People don't remember it. Susan Gordon, who's the daughter of Burt Gordon, who made the Amazing Colossal Man and all these cheesy creature feature movies. She plays this little girl who has a mean narcissistic aunt, played by Nancy Culp from the Beverly Hillbillies, and she hangs out with this old man, Dean Jagger, who can like turn into a bat and a butterfly and all these different kinds of things. And Gilbert from Leave It to Beaver, Stephen Talbot, who I've interviewed and I've met, he plays like her best friend in that episode. And nobody ever remembers that one when I bring it up.
I don't remember. Was it from the time though? I think some of the ones that were lost where they had that one season where things were like an hour. They weren't a half an hour. Was it one of the longer ones?
I can't remember offhand, but like I'm pretty sure it aired. I don't think it's a lost one, but yeah.
I don't remember. And I used to be so into those. I loved the one where it was Burgess Meredith, and he's the reader.
Yeah.
And the end of the world happens.
Yes.
Do you remember that? And
Yep.
Then his glasses break, and it just haunted me. I worried about that poor man. I was awful.
I loved all the Burgess Meredith ones. I love the one where he's the devil and he's always got
Yes.
his eyebrows are always curling. He looks really creepy.
Yeah, that was a great one. Yeah.
Yeah. Did you grow up on the Z channel?
No, I don't know the Z channel. What was that?
It was a popular basic cable station in LA. It lasted from 73 to 89. The guy who ran it, he had an incident like Phil Hartman's wife. He killed his wife and then he killed himself, unfortunately. And once that happened, the channel was gone. That was it.
Kind of like K-Rock was down here for radio, it sounds like.
Yeah, like Rodney.
It sounds like he was very neat.
Yeah, like Rodney Bingenheimer. Yeah, that same kind of a thing. The Z Channel had every type of movie and TV show you could think of. They were very big on sci-fi and creature feature stuff too, and every type of show was on there. They made a documentary which is on Tubi, and Quentin Tarantino was in it.
Oh no, really? Oh, that sounds cool.
Yeah, it's long too. It's like 2.5 hours.
So were you into like horror and because I always thought of you of the pop culture guy and comedy, but I didn't realize that you were also into the creature features and the horror.
Yeah.
Would you say, what are you the most connoisseur of, do you think?
It's equal parallel. I mean, I love slasher movies from back in the day, the Friday the 13th, and 1981 was the best year for slashers. They had so many that
Halloween.
I love.
Oh my God.
Halloween, that was in 78. Yeah, but in 81, there was like My Bloody Valentine, My Bloody Birthday, there was Just Before Dawn, Final Exam, Night School, it goes on and on. There was so many slashers in 81 that I love. And I love zombie movies. I love Dawn of the Dead. That's my favorite one.
Yeah. Huh. We did a play version of that, which was really cool.
Of Dawn of the Dead?
Yeah. Yeah. Is that the one? No, Night of the Living Dead.
Oh, Night of the Living Dead, yeah.
Night of the Living Dead. Yeah, as a play for Halloween, and then we would have people in the audience, they would have their chairs shook or hands come out and grab them and stuff like that. It was awesome.
I love Dawn of the Dead, and I love Night and Day and all the Dead movies that Romero made and stuff. Were your parents Latino?
Yeah, my mother's Mexican. Yeah,
so did you?
And my grandparents are from there, so there was a lot of Spanish spoken in the house and all that. That's funny that you remember that or know that. Yeah, yes.
Well, with a name like Maria, of course.
Yes.
Did you watch Telemundo and all the Spanish speaking channels?
No, my mom was not a telenovela. She just tortured us more with the music. So it was
Mm,
always the Jorge Negrete and Pedro Infante and those movies. You can, oh my God, she would just be like, oh, there's fans. I'm named after West Side Story, though, if you think about it. My
oh
dad
yeah.
went to go see it with my mom, and it's, about some white dude and some Hispanic lady. And so he said, if we ever have a daughter, we'll name her Maria.
Yeah.
So here I am.
Yeah. Do you remember when MTV was first launched?
Oh, I have one friend who had it. So I would have to go to her house to watch it. And like, poor thing, every time I went to her house, that's all I wanted to do. The videos, though, were so good. They were such like, they told stories. They
Hmm.
were very impactful, I think. So, yeah. Oh, I loved that
Yeah.
era.
Yeah. I interviewed Nina Blackwood. You remember her?
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was rap.
Her voice is not the same anymore. She had that really exuberant New Jersey accent. Now she sounds like Tom Waits after 15 cigarettes. I mean,
Does
it's
she really?
different.
She
Yeah.
might have smoked all those cigarettes. Who knows?
Oh yeah, she owns it. She's like, yeah, I was a smoker when I was younger. Yeah.
Wow.
And yeah, and like she told me that Madonna's belly button wasn't controversial in that Lucky Star video and stuff, and I was like, really? Because that was such a titillating video back then.
Ooh, yes. And like a virgin and then Duran Duran. I'm trying to
Oh,
think of like the bands that their careers were kind of made by MTV.
yes, I have their video album on VHS, the one that they won a Grammy for best long form video. It was like the first one, and like I used to like bring dates home and we'd watch it, and we'd watch that video that MTV refused to play the chauffeur with the two naked girls in the
I
parking
never
lot.
saw that, and that's an excellent song. That's one of my favorite, Duran Duran songs. It's amazing.
Yeah,
What's the video? What happens in the video?
it's like a black and white kind of artsy video where these two androgynous looking women are doing a naked dance in the parking lot of somewhere, and like I would show this to dates, right, and next thing you know it would escalate to us imitating that. you know
You had your ways, Tommy. You
yeah,
had your moves.
yeah, it didn't matter if it was a woman or a man, I would get down.
Yes. Oh my God, I love that. You're using movies and videos to your advantage. It reminds me of. Did you like Crazy Stupid Love? I loved he was like, I gotta move, and then it's the lift
crazy
from Don't
crazy
Put Baby in the Corner.
Crazy Stupid Love. I can't place what that is.
You have to. It's Ryan Gosling and Emma Stone
Okay.
and Steve Carell, and his wife leaves him, and Ryan Gosling's like the hottest guy that ever was, and he's
Yeah.
training him to be hot and suave. But anyway, Ryan Gosling meets his match in Emma Stone, and he takes his shirt off, and she's like, "What's the move? What's the move?" And he's like, he can do the running catch like from Dirty Dancing.
Wow. I'm,
So
I'm gonna
yeah,
see if they got a clip of that on YouTube. That sounds hot.
yeah, it's really hot. I love that. That's a top drawer movie. 10 out of 10. Highly recommend. You got to see it.
Okay. What was your children's
Um,
programming that you used to watch? Like Mr. Rogers, Sesame Street kind of a thing?
oh my God, yes. My dad would always sit with me and watch Sesame Street. And then there was Electric Company, which Morgan Freeman was a big part of.
And Rita
That was a little
Moreno?
more
Hmm.
sophisticated. Yeah, that was a little more like it was like more spelling and more reading. Like it was a little
Hmm.
more advanced. So I felt like a really like cool chick when I would watch Electric Company.
There,
But yeah.
there was a ripoff of the Electric Company I used to watch called Pinwheel. It was a Canadian show, and it was on Nickelodeon early in the morning when I was like 5 or 6, and the theme song went like this. Pinwheel, pinwheel, spinning around. Look at my pinwheel. Look what I found. Pinwheel, pinwheel.
Oh my gosh, that's so cute.
Yeah, I used to watch that. I'd watch. Do you remember Schoolhouse Rock?
Oh my gosh, conjunction, junction. What's that function? Yeah, I loved all of those. I'm
Yeah.
only a bill, and I'm sitting here on Capitol Hill.
Hill.
Yeah,
Yeah. It's
yeah, that
funny.
makes me want to watch all those.
It's funny. I didn't see it though until much later when they were making fun of it on The Simpsons, and they got what's his name, Sheldon Leonard, to do the Bill's voice for the Talking Amendment on The Simpsons, and it's funny. You hear him in the '70s and hear him 20 years later. He still sounds the same, but you can hear how much younger he was in the '70s.
Wow, that sounds awesome. I should watch all those Schoolhouse Rock ones. Yeah,
Yeah.
they probably still adorable.
Oh, they are. They are. And I watched a lot of bad Filmation cartoons. Like there was a Ghostbusters cartoon that Filmation did in the '70s with Forrest Tucker and Larry Storch, and it was rotoscope. They did like live action and they did animation over it. And when Dan Aykroyd wrote his Ghostbusters, right? The lawyer said you can have the words stuck together, but you can't have them separate because that's the Filmation Ghostbusters.
Wow.
Yeah.
What? Oh, yeah, I thought you originally meant like I always watched. What do you call the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer
Oh,
and Santa Claus is coming to town?
Rankin
What is that called?
Rankin Bass.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I loved those. I still love those too.
I love
But
those.
that was what is that stop motion? Like how did they
Yeah,
make that?
yeah,
Yeah.
they're like stop motion. It's kind of adjacent to claymation, but not really. And it
Mm-hmm.
was amazing how they did that. Oh God, so I tried to get this guy on the podcast at Christmas time who was close to the Rankin Bass people, and he wrote a book about them and stuff. And he got really weird with me, and then he ended up blocking me on Facebook. I don't know what his trip was, but I was disappointed that I didn't get to do a Rankin Bass episode.
Yeah, it's so interesting because if you write a book, you'd think you'd want to sit around and talk about it. Like,
Hmm.
and maybe sell books because you did. That's so weird.
Well,
Very strange.
he has done them, but with me, I don't know. He was just really weird. I don't know if I ever see him do another podcast again. Maybe I'll get closure and stuff. But I just think he's just I don't know lost his mind or something.
Yeah. Well, he's not your peeps. Not everybody's for everybody.
Exactly,
Um,
exactly. Um, yeah. So getting into music, do you remember the first album you were given or you bought with your own money?
yes. Yes. Well, the first one was Men at Work.
Yeah.
Who's that knocking on my front door? Blah blah
Oh,
blah
who
blah.
can it
And then
be now?
yeah, who can it be now? That was my first one. But I had like also I would take from my brothers the Olivia Newton John
Oh.
things because I wanted to be her because she was so rad. And so me and my friend would do Olivia Newton John singing contests, and my brothers would always root for the other my friend Carrie Paxton because she was blonde.
Hmm.
But yeah, and Queen
Yep.
was a big one. But what about you? What was your first album?
Okay, so the first two albums I bought with my own birthday money because my parents used to buy me cassette tapes for Christmas and my birthday, right? So
Right.
the first one I got with like $20 my grandmother gave me for my birthday one year. I got to get Phil Collins' No Jacket Required and Poison's Look What the Cat Dragged In because I was an MTV kid. I loved music videos and I loved those songs, so I just got those and stuff.
Yes. Is No Jacket Required have the I Can Feel It Coming in the Night, that
No,
song?
that's face value. This one has Susudio, One More Night, Don't Lose My Number, and Take Me Home. It was a blockbuster album.
That's so funny. I'm a Peter Gabriel person.
Oh, me too.
So
Hmm.
I'm not as much of a Phil Collins, but how funny that they were in that group together.
Yeah,
Genesis.
yeah,
Yeah.
and Phil Collins or Peter Gabriel actually sings backup on "Take Me Home" with Sting, and they had the same producer of that album that Sting and the Police had, Hugh Padgham. He's produced a lot of great people and stuff.
I
Um,
just saw not long ago. I saw Peter Gabriel and Sting did a show, and so I saw it at the Hollywood Bowl, and it was so funny because Phil Peter Gabriel stands next to Sting, and he's like, "We're the same age. What is?" It's like, and I look like this,
yeah.
and he looks like that, and it was like,
Yeah.
oh. because Sting's still like perfect shape, and Peter Gabriel looks his age. But anyway, they were adorable together. They played well together.
Yeah, sadly, Phil's not doing too good. He's had cancer, and he did that Genesis farewell tour, which I saw on YouTube. Their final concert, he just, he can't play drums anymore, which is sad. So he's just singing.
Oh, poor guy. I know. I feel like I saw photos of like his daughter, because his daughter's quite famous now.
Yeah, yeah. I'm not familiar with her work, but I do know he's got a famous daughter now.
It's Emily in Paris, I believe. Is that the one that's hers?
I think so. I think so. Yeah, my dad had a rock band when I was a kid, and so he had everything on vinyl. I got exposed to everything good. The Beatles, Stones, Beach Boys, Rod Stewart, Carole King's Tapestry, Johnny Cash live at Folsom Prison. Lots of good stuff.
Oh, wow. Yeah. So you were brought up around just, creativity, it sounds like.
Yeah, AC/DC was a big one. I used to dress up like Angus and just dance around the house with my dad's acoustic guitar. And imagine Angus playing an acoustic guitar. That's never gonna fucking happen.
Did you ever try Kiss makeup or anything like that?
I made an attempt once when I was like in my early 20s. I was gonna do like a Kiss member for Halloween thing, and it was an epic fail. So I decided not to do it.
That's so funny. They have a new documentary out that was pretty darn good. It was produced by two of the guys. Yeah, do you know about that?
I heard something about it. I gotta see it though. But there's Gene shot his mouth out again when Ace Frehley died. I didn't like what he said at the funeral. They everyone was quoting it, and I was like, God, why does he have to be so mean like that? I mean, it's one thing to be honest, that he had a drug addiction, but to say the stuff in front of the guy's family and everything, that's just uncalled for.
Yeah, that's a jerk move. Well, you'll find it interesting then, because that's what the whole documentary is kind of about. Like how Ace Frehley and the other guy were let them down and didn't have the right, work ethic, and yeah, they work him over the coals, Ace Frehley, in the documentary for sure.
Yeah, and I love how Ace, till the day he died, was the spaceman. You look at all his solo albums; it's all space themed, and I just love that he was always that guy. And people say in '78, when all four members recorded a solo album and they all came out the same day, Ace had the best solo album of the four.
Yeah, he was a true musician. He seems like he was a really likable one. It's the guy who was the drummer. That was, what was his name? I can't remember.
Oh, Peter Criss.
Yeah, Peter Criss, and he was on the reunion tour, and they have footage of him just ripping all of his drums apart and breaking everything, and quitting. But I think everybody liked Ace Frehley. He was.
Yeah.
A lovable fuck up.
Yeah. Exactly. A lovable fuck up. That's the best way to describe him. I just love their campiness, and I love how they play and all that stuff, and I wish I could have seen them live with all four original members, but I didn't get to, but they did so many farewell tours, and now Gene's doing a solo tour, and he's getting criticism because he's doing cover songs of stuff that he grew up on in the mix, and it's okay, well, he is doing the Kiss songs that he's sang and stuff, but he's also paying homage to his origins at the same time.
Yeah. So you like that premise or that thought? You think that's good?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of musicians do it. They do covers of stuff that they grew up on. Springsteen does it a lot. His shows are 4 hours long. He'll sneak in a couple covers when he does, not just his material.
Yeah. I thought it was interesting that Gene Simmons never drank or did any drugs. Nothing.
I know.
I was like, what is happening?
I know.
It's crazy.
It's funny. Him and Ted Nugent are guys who have never done drugs or drank, but Ted acts like he has because he's so wild and crazy.
Yeah. That's amazing.
I
I never really got into Kiss's music. It sounds like you really like their music.
Yeah, that's a trait I got from Dad. He's a big Kiss fan. I think he saw them in the 70s. He saw a lot.
I would have.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Yeah, he saw a lot of great concerts. I'll tell you, my dad, and I have too, which is the next thing I want to bring up. But go ahead, tell me what you were going to say.
No, now all of a sudden I can't remember because I was listening to you. So that's okay. I'm one of these that goes out of my head. So go.
Yeah, do you remember the first concert you went to?
Absolutely. It was such a big deal. It was U2, the Unforgettable Fire tour. And we went backstage, not backstage, like you wait for them where they come out. And Bono came out on the back of a motorcycle, and I got to touch his hair as he went by. And my brother made fun of me. And my brother, when I was young, he used to say, Bono takes poops. Do you know? I'd be like,
God.
Shut up! No, he doesn't. But anyway, I was a huge U2 person. So yeah.
I love U2. I'm a big U2 fan. The first major concert I ever went to was Alice Cooper.
Oh my God! I'm just sensing a theme here. That is just not my thing. But he seems like he's a showman.
Yes,
Nettie.
He's vaudeville. I'll tell you. I mean, he'll do theatrics. He'll get killed at the end of every show, but he'll cover so much of his career. He delivers the goods, and he'll do his rock and roll. He'll do his kind of vaudeville kind of style stuff. Mostly the rock and roll these days, but like he is great. And like the guy on the intercom before the concert, he's like, if he finds out, I'm warning you, he will kill me.
Wow. I think that's what I remembered that I was going to say was, who would you want to see that, like, and I feel like I would have given anything to see Queen with Freddie Mercury. That would have been incredible. But now as I'm saying it, you can't beat the Beatles either.
Yeah.
But I don't think you could hear anything at those concerts. But yeah. What band would you see if you could bring them back to life or put them back together? Would you say it would be? I guess you said it's Kiss.
Yeah,
Kiss. Have the original member.
Kiss is one. I would love to see the Rolling Stones. I mean, they keep going, but like their concert prices are ridiculous. They have been for about 30 years now. That's why I've never gone. I'd love to see.
Wait, can I tell you something? You'll find criminal.
Go ahead.
I went to a Rolling Stones concert, but I only went for Guns N' Roses, who opened for them, and then I left because I didn't care about the Rolling Stones.
That is awful, Maria. I am ashamed of you.
I'm fired. Yeah.
And I do love the Rolling Stones. I do love the Guns N' Roses too. I'd like to see Bob Seger. He's gone on, but I don't know why I've never put in an effort to see him live. People like that. Yeah, I've seen some great concerts. I've seen Rush.
Yes. Oh my God, what a drummer. Oh, what about? Did you see the Led Zeppelin becoming Led Zeppelin and John Bonham? What a drummer. Have you seen that documentary yet?
No, I haven't. But when they did that reunion concert in 2007, I thought that was going to lead to a tour, and I would have definitely put in the effort to go see Led Zeppelin live.
Yeah, they are real, true musicians. Led Zeppelin. Yeah, it's a really great documentary.
I've seen Rush. I've seen Aerosmith, Night Ranger, Scorpions, Van Halen with David Lee Roth, Joe Walsh, Bad Company. I've seen who else? Oh, I saw the Beach Boys.
David Lee Roth was such a showman. God, David Lee Roth.
Yeah,
he was so great. But he was another like naughty pain in the hiney.
Yes,
I feel like.
You know who opened for Van Halen? You're not going to believe it.
Who?
Kool and the Gang.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense. And by the way, Van Halen's from my hometown.
Yes, he's
Arcadia.
They're Pasadena guys.
Pasadena. Yeah.
Yeah, and I couldn't believe it. Like, we're getting closer to the venue, and they already started, and I'm like, they're playing Kool and the Gang on the intercom. No, Kool and the Gang is there.
That's such a weird matchup. But Cool and the Gang's rad, I think.
Yeah. As soon as we get there, they start doing the big hits. They start doing Ladies' Night and Jungle Boogie and Celebration and Get Down on It. They didn't do Joanna, and I love that song, but they did do Cherish. So at least they got to do that one.
But you wouldn't think that would be the same crowd. So that's just an interesting opening act choice.
Well, David Lee Roth is an R&B guy. He loves R&B. That's like one of his big influences. So I heard that they tried to get Triumph to reform and go on tour with them. And now Triumph is touring this summer, but they didn't want to do it in 2012 when Van Halen offered it to them, because I think they toured with them back in the day or something.
Yeah, Eddie Van Halen was so incredible.
Oh,
what an incredible guitar!
He did during that concert a medley of all of his instrumentals from the early albums, and the whole time the camera on the screen was focused on his fingers tapping that guitar, and it was mesmerizing, I'll tell you.
Yeah, what a talent! Yeah.
Do you remember your first makeout song?
Ooh, makeout song. In Your Eyes, I think, was
Peter
one
Gabriel
that worked. Yeah, worked really well. The guy was like, "This makes me think of you and your eyes," and da-da, and I was like, "Let's make out." But what about you? What about you?
Mine was Janet Jackson's "Love Will Never Do Without You," and it led to my first heavy petting experience, which was fantastic.
Yes. You don't forget that, for sure.
Yeah. June is National Belly Button Month, and I think I asked you this last time when we were playing the Secret Silly game. Are you an innie, outie, or in-betweenie?
I'm an innie, deep innie.
Me too.
God forbid anything goes in there; it's never going to come out. I don't,
Yeah.
Yes. What, you're an outie?
I'm an innie. True? No, I'm an innie.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
I remember just being so repulsed by outies as a young kid. Like I was freaked out by them.
I'm fascinated by them, quite frankly. I just think, the doctor didn't do a good job, cutting the cord, or they got a hernia or something,
Yeah. That's such a funny question.
Yeah. I mean, I remember when I was like 6, I had a girlfriend who had an outie, and she used to let me thump it and play with it and stuff. And it's a true story.
Tommy, you never disappoint. You never freaking disappoint.
Oh, yeah. I've never been a normal person, I'll tell you. And I remember when I was 26, I'm on a dating website, and I meet this girl with these gorgeous blue eyes, and we go on a date, and we just meet for coffee, and we go down the rabbit hole of talking about belly buttons, and she tells me, if I have a doorknob outie, it's a deal breaker, right? So I show her what I have, and she got this big old sigh of relief, and she still didn't want to see me again after that. She sent me an email saying, I didn't see a spark in you.
And you're like, what about my good-looking belly button? That didn't sell you, sister? Yeah.
I could have said that to her. Wrong. I could have said that to her, but I didn't. And then I tried to call her bluff. I was like, a couple of weeks later, I was like, hey, let's hang out. She never got back to me, so.
Her loss.
I did read an article 20 years ago saying that people who have deep belly buttons are very kind, compassionate, generous, and they live longer than people with outies.
Are you making that up, Tommy? You made that up now.
No. That was an article I read 20 years ago online.
I love your that whole take on it, especially the living a long time. I'm in.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm pretty kind.
Yeah. I mean, I think people who have outies are worrywarts or something like that.
I have one friend who has an outie, and she's always like, don't pick on me.
Yeah.
Shut up. I'm like, okay. Sorry, dude.
That sounds like it. Yeah, but mine is so deep, I call it the bottomless pit.
Exactly. You and me both, man. And leave it alone. Yeah, it's sensitive.
So do you have anything upcoming you can mention?
No, the last thing on camera I did was Good American Family. I had a part in that. I worked with Ellen Pompeo.
Hmm.
That's the one where they adopted the little girl from Russia who ends up being an LP.
Hmm.
So that was fun to work with Ellen Pompeo. Um, yeah, and she gave me a recommendation about the lemonade in Pompeii, and I'm like, because I was going to Italy, and I said, "Oh my God, how do you know about that?" She's like, "I'm a Pompeo. I'm from my ancestors." But no, I'm mostly doing audiobooks now. I've done
Hmm.
173 audiobooks now, so all different genres. It's the perfect fit for me. So I get to act in my closet every day, and I do. And I've also started doing some erotica stuff under a pseudonym, and that's
Ooh, I want to
fun
hear
to
those.
do now.
I want to hear those.
All right, I'll give you the no, I don't care. It's Stacey Diaz is my pseudonym. That's my dirty girl stuff. But
Oh, love it.
yeah, because you get to choose a name, and I was like, I can finally have my Mexican name that I want. So I went with Stacey Diaz. But yeah, so I just jump all around in all the genres. It's never boring. So I quit wanting to do on camera, and there's no looking back.
I did an interview with Bradford Dillman's daughter, Pamela Dillman. She narrates audiobooks, and she read a very steamy erotica book, like back in the late '90s, I want to say, early 2000s, and she had a sample of it on her website. I listened to it, and she loved that I did that.
That's so funny. Yeah, I mean, it is such an important, there's such a community for dark romance and mafia romance. And
Hmm.
yeah, erotica is huge for audiobooks.
Oh,
So,
can I recommend a couple erotica books? So if you want to spice up your sex life.
oh, woo, Tommy, let's hear it.
Okay, White Angels, which was written by Blake Edwards' daughter Jennifer Edwards. She's a friend of mine. She wrote this book that started out as a novel and then it just became erotica just by accident, you know. And she's not even an erotica fan, and it just happened. It's pretty good. It's like a sweet coming of age story, and then every once in a while she'll pull the rug out from under you and saying, and then I gave him a blowjob, or he sucked my toes, or something like that, right? And
Yeah.
then and then there's Tinder Love by Toni Hudson. She was the blonde-haired friend in that teen movie, Just One of the Guys. Um,
Oh, okay.
she plays. Okay, so this book, just before the pandemic, she was on Tinder, and she had a lot of romances with guys that she met on Tinder. And this book is steamy. I mean, really, really steamy. And it's more steamy than White Angels, and I think you'll get a kick out of that one.
Yeah, very cool.
She,
Yeah. There people are very into their narrators too. That's just a whole nother thing. Yeah.
yeah,
Angelina Roca is one that's pretty famous, and yeah. So people are into it. They have like conventions, and yeah,
yeah,
huge fan base.
yeah, and she just announced that it's going to be turned into a limited series on some streaming platform, and I'm
Mm,
so happy. I'm so happy for her, and I'm getting excited about it.
that's awesome. Well, you're very supportive of your friends.
Very supportive, yes. I just believe in it, you know. I mean, for so many years I didn't have a lot of support, you know, and now I'm in this amazing position to be supportive, you know, with all my friends and
Yeah.
stuff, and they're supportive back too. So yeah, I'm so lucky.
Yeah. Doing what you love.
I'm doing what I love. And Maria, I love you. Thank you for coming back on and nerding out with me today.
I think I did. I bring enough nerd.
Yeah,
I'm pretty nerdy. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I mean, I'm no you, but
Oh,
um, you're so brave too. You're always revealing. I'm never gonna forget Star Wars. Your Star Wars experience.
you
You've
know,
scarred me for life.
You know, I don't tell that story to anybody, but I told it to you because you're so trusting and so wonderful, and it's like I've known you forever.
I know it feels like we could talk for days. So I appreciate it. It's such a compliment and an honor to be invited back. So thank you very, very much.
My pleasure. And I'll talk to you again soon, and you have a great rest of your day and be safe.
Okay, you too. Bye bye.
Bye bye. Well, there you have it. Maria McCann, ain't she a sweetheart? Oh my God, love that conversation, and I loved how awesome she is and how supportive she is. I just got it. I cannot believe it. It's like she's a long lost sibling, long lost bestie. I loved talking to her. So fantastic. Well, until next time, this is Tommy Throwback Kovac saying there's no shame in living in the past because the present sucks. Later, dudes.